Hey all. Why don't we go through this solo acoustic version of Peggy Sue Got Married, and then talk about it at the end as a little bit of an exercise.
Please don't tell, no, no, no. Don't say that I told you so. I just heard a rumor from a friend. I don't say that it's true. I'll just leave that up to you. If you don't believe, I'll understand. You recall a girl that's been in nearly every song. This is what I heard. Of course the story could be wrong. She's the one I've been told. She's wearing a band of gold. Peggy Sue got married not long ago. You recall a girl that's been in every song. This is what I heard. Of course the story could be wrong. She's the one I've been told. Well, she's wearing a band of gold. Peggy Sue got married not long ago. Peggy Sue got married not long ago.
Okay, that's from the apartment tapes, which you can find all of the apartment tapes. There's only about half a dozen songs that he did. You can find them on YouTube. About 6 weeks before he died, I guess he recorded some demos in his apartment in New York, and just him and his 200. And if for me, that's some of my favorite Buddy Holly stuff. Those 6, 8 tunes, whatever it is. That he did on the apartment tapes, just so utterly charming, him and his guitar. And there are some of them where you can hear, what was her name? Maria Elena, his wife, at the time he died. You can hear him talking to her. You can hear her in the kitchen in the background. At the tail end of the bootleg version that I got before there was a YouTube, there was like a half an hour. He left the tape running at the end of one of them, I guess, and it's Buddy and his wife just talking about everyday normal stuff, and it's awesome. But anyway, the great thing about these is you can clearly hear his rhythm guitar work, because they took the apartment tape recordings after he died and overdubbed. In fact, there were 2 different versions of them. Like listen to "Slippin' and Slidin'," look those up. So you can hear the original apartment tape solo one that Buddy did on acoustic. You can hear the one that they did, I think, in 1960 with a group of session musicians that they overdubbed electric guitar and bass and even backing vocals that are terrible. And then I think a couple years later, like in 62, they scrapped those overdubbed versions and overdubbed completely new versions with studio musicians. Those are, in my opinion, a little bit better than the previous batch of overdubbed ones. But they still suck compared to the stripped down Buddy solo stuff. So how does he do it? This is another one of those Buddy Holly songwriting primer kinds of songs. It's cleverly done because it's a little bit of a play on Peggy Sue, the first version. This is like a sequel to it. And in fact, he did kind of an answer song to his own song, which is kind of neat. And the chords are just a little bit slightly sort of inside out from Peggy Sue Got Married. So the thing is, it's your typical A, D, and E. Yeah, very simple stuff. That one part goes down to, you recall a girl that's been in nearly Of course, the story could be wrong. Never. It's almost a country western thing if you slow it down a little bit. But the main thing is here in this, because it's not this. That's how the Everly Brothers would have done it. But he drives it along with all downstrokes. You can hear the percussion in it. The drums are sort of built into it, you know. It didn't need overdubs. But anyway, work on that a little bit. Work to the point where and you can vary it up. That it stays that stays constant. But where you accent and where you mute makes a lot of difference. And you can sort of create your own little rhythm just based on that, because you can do or you can do mess around with keeping them delaying on one chord for a little bit longer. Hit the upper strings on some of them, hit the middle strings on some of them. You know, play around with it and work on that and just experiment with becoming your own rhythm guitar player. Or just study it and become a Buddy Holly rhythm player. But as, as long as we're on this subject of walking through it, let's go through that solo part in the middle, I guess you'd call it. Right, A, D, A, E7. So walk that B string 3, 2, 0. D, A, D, A, D, E, E, and then high E at 4. A, D, A, E. So that solo part goes. How does it go? I'll do it real slow. Very Pete Townsend-ish. Maybe Pete studied Buddy, I don't know. But that solo is basically a chord solo, which is what Pete used to do a lot back in the old days. Now I don't even recognize his lead playing anymore. It's so different from what he used to do. But that just rides along with chords and the occasional little embellishment thrown in. But it's a chord solo. So if you know basic rhythm playing, or I don't know, intermediate rhythm playing, you could probably learn this start to finish, even put your vocal on it and do it at an open mic night, and it would sound pretty full, So anyway, if you want to work on right hand rhythm, or left hand if you're left-handed, rhythm playing, songs like this are a pretty good primer on how to do that. So good luck.